afternoon, Facebook people. Johnny Suede here once again. It is Tuesday, May 30th. It's 3:50 p.m. here Eastern Time in New York. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody had a great weekend, long weekend for Memorial Day. I hope everybody enjoyed it and got some time to relax, some time with your families. And just wanted to come on here today and do a quick update, a quick video talking about how to tell your story. Now, what's too funny is that, for the second week in a row, I actually made a video and found out afterwards that I didn't have the microphone on. So, of course, I was sitting up here on Facebook Live about 20 minutes ago with what seemed to be a decent video, and, of course, there was no sound to it. So, no accounting for making mistakes, which is obviously something that we all do and we learn from. So here we are doing it again. What I wanted to talk about today was, when you're an entrepreneur, no matter what you're doing, internet marketing, affiliate marketing, it's easy to get frustrated, and there's a lot of people that are frustrated with their level of success. They're not where they need to be or want to be when it comes to where they're at with what they're making, or have they been able to quit their job? Do they have the time freedom that they're trying to get? And basically, one of the things you really need to know right from the beginning is that you need to tell your story. Telling your story on social media. You don't want to sit there and look for a glamorous story, look for a perfect story, and you certainly don't want to tell somebody else's story. That's somebody else's story. There's people that relate to them as a result. You need to be on here telling your story. You upload a video to YouTube, or you do a Facebook Live like this, and tell people about your story. People know my story. Came from humble beginnings and grew up here in New York. We didn't have a lot of money when I was younger, and we lived on the food stamps and some of the SSI from the government and things like that. And my mother and sister were both ill, and wound up that when I was 17 years old, I wound up joining the Navy. It was the best option for me at the time, and turned out to be the greatest move I ever made in my life. And I stayed with the Navy for 20 years active duty, and now for the last 12 years I've been doing reserves and a civilian supervisor for the Navy. But I've also, the last few years, been getting into entrepreneurship and online marketing, and I've learned a lot. And that's my story, and there's other bits and pieces that go along with it, and like how we're where we're at. But this video is just to tell you that you need to tell your story, okay? You get on here and talk about your job, or, what you do if you're still working full-time for something else, how you got into that. And, of course, tell what you're doing as an entrepreneur. Tell people what your status is, where you're at currently, where you plan on going. Tell them the frustrations that you've had with it, where you wanted to make more money sooner and you haven't, or you wanted more time freedom and it's not there yet. People relate to other people's stories. Not everybody relates to everybody, and you're going to have haters, and no matter who you are. But people relate to other people's actual stories and frustrations and hard times, because we all go through it. It's great to see people making, thousands and thousands of dollars a week and millions of dollars a year. And, that's ultimately where a lot of people want to get to. But what that people relate to is the actual stories of down-to-earth people. And when they see that you're a regular person like you weren't born, a billionaire or a millionaire in most cases. People relate to that. So you need to tell them what your status is, what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing. Remember, we always talk about the why. What's the why behind what you're doing? The number one reason you're actually doing this, what drives you every morning and every evening and every day to just keep going on. Tell people about that stuff. Tell them about general things like the car you drive and, how you want to upgrade that, if you want to upgrade that. Tell them personal things about what you're going through. Again, we all go through roadblocks, and we all have things that we must overcome and get around. And tell people about those things, because other people are going through the same thing. And let them see your progression. Let them see the progression of how you're doing with your home-based business. And that's how people will relate to you when they see how you're progressing. That's what they want to do. You could be at a point where you're making $25 a week, and that, frustrating to you. But to somebody making nothing, that looks really good, and they want to make $25 a week, so they may join you. And not only do they start the possibility of making some money and getting some time freedom and maybe starting on a new career, um, but they also join under you, and that would increase your bottom line, and now you'd start making more. And that's how we all progress. It's together. It's teamwork, and that's what you got to do. And the main thing to realize about it is, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect ever. Nobody has the perfect story. Everybody has made mistakes, and you need to tell about those mistakes. So don't wait to get the perfect story or the perfect ad copy or to write down what you want to say word for word. Imperfect action beats perfect inaction. We've talked about that before. Just go ahead and tell people your story. Upload it to YouTube. Put it on Facebook, social media, and it doesn't matter how pretty it is. It's something that certain people will relate to, and you'll start seeing your success increase with that, okay? Just a little tidbit from Johnny Suede today. Getting ready here in the next half hour to go pick up my daughter, Michaela, my Y. Everybody knows how much I love her. Had some great times with her on Saturday, where she was finally able to go in the pool that she's been wanting to do ever since last summer ended and the pools were closed. And she got to go in her Aunt Karen's pool on Saturday, and she had a great time. And I cannot wait to be able to take her and just have a blast with her this summer with doing some of those things and carnivals, and the fact that she likes rides and things now. So that's what I'm heading to do. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope you're having a good day, and I will talk to you again soon.